But that's sometimes
Okay, everybody, welcome
when
back.
the very best information comes out is when something isn't planned.
There you go. So it's not planned. Welcome back, everybody. Aligning with Success. Mike DiMuccio here. It is November 21st, and we are fast approaching the holiday season. I know in the U.S. they're celebrating this week their big event. I think in the U.S. they celebrate Thanksgiving is probably a bigger celebration than the end of the season type stuff. It's a really big deal for our American counterparts. The Thanksgiving for Canadians, it's kind of one day, quick celebration. Our end of the year celebrations are really where we feature. But anyway, so to all the Americans who are about to celebrate Thanksgiving, I wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving. And since it is Thanksgiving, one of the traditions we have at our dinner table on Thanksgiving here in Canada, I'm sure you have it as well, is we each go around the table, everybody takes their time and shares with the family what it is that they're grateful for. And it takes quite a while depending on how many people are at the table, but it's actually really probably the highlight of the evening. Everybody always reflects on it. It's very emotional because it's really an open-hearted gratitude statement. The kids have been doing it since they can remember, since they can speak. So it's just a really great thing to do. And we do it once a year, sort of formally, but I hope you're into the practice of doing it daily. I know that of all the people I study, of all the spiritualists, mentors, business and spiritual mentors, all the theologians, that religious context, etc., the one expression that is consistent right across the board for all forms of happy existence, happy life, certainly a happy, balanced life, is to reflect with gratitude on the things that we not only are grateful for having achieved or having in our life, but for manifesting. If you're in the process of manifesting, of course we always are, but if you're conscientiously manifesting a new reality or a certain outcome in your life, then to do it from the place of gratitude is the only way you can actually achieve it. This is really the law of attraction at its finest, is when you are expressing your future reality as though it is already your reality with genuine, heartfelt gratitude. I think probably in my family, the best equipped with that is Sophia. She's really diligent about this behavior. I don't know if any of you follow her. She's the mindpalace.ca. You'll on Instagram. If you're into Instagram, that's where you'll find her. Mindpalace.ca. And if you just keep up with her posts, you'll see over and over again how thoughtful they are and how she really focuses on gratitude. And that also comes from the work that she's been doing over her lifetime with respect to manifestation. So having said that, again, to all those of you just joined, happy Thanksgiving to our Americans as you approach Thanksgiving weekend. And we wish you all the happiness in the world. So I don't have an agenda tonight, guys. We're at the 21st of the month. Today is our official opening of Black Friday. So if anything, I thought it might be useful to get some strategy around what you're going to do to promote Black Friday. And I asked my daughter tonight at dinner what it was that they were going to do. And she said what she's going to do is she's going to focus on 2 or 3 weekend items and do little video clips about that, focusing people's attention on her favorite 2 or 3 items. And I think it's really important that we do that. I'm not as good at this as I hope to be. But I think when we do a broad brush stroke, hey, everything 10% off, it's hard for people to react to that. And if you notice, a lot of the Black Friday specials, they usually point to something. It's a thing, because people can identify with that thing rather than a general statement of a discount. And that is what's going to garner a faster reaction. So maybe what I'm going to throw this out there and you guys can jump in. My suggestion might be pick your absolute favorite product, the one product that you just can't live without in Nikan, and tell the world why you can't live without it. And the fact that it's 10% off for Black Friday until the end of the month, starting today. And if it is more than $199 retail, then of course that's going to come with free shipping. If it isn't more than $199, you might recommend a second item so that they can also get the free shipping. So your number one and number two favorite. Think about that. And the reason I say pick your favorite, because it's easy for you to talk about what you love. We do it all the time. So, and most of us are just not in the habit of talking about these things on Facebook in a live video, whether it's Facebook or pretty much anything. You could even just take the recording with your phone, do a little quick recording, a selfie video. I mean, we all have videos on our phone, birthday parties and stuff. We all do this. Do a little selfie about your favorite product, why it's your favorite product, and the fact that it's a Black Friday special. Make it short, make it sweet, but make it, effective, and share your video to your friends just using whatever app you use, Messenger or Message or WhatsApp or whatever. Start doing that. And as you grow into the habit of doing that, because people don't really respond to infographics, they respond to a connection, and they'll believe you and your story, especially if they're people who follow you. So that's my 2 cents for how to take advantage of Black Friday and make it a little bit more up close and personal. Anyone else?
I have a question about something about the Kenco Precision whenever we want to.
Sure. How many of you placed your order?
I haven't, but I want to know what it is. Is it a wand of some sort?
Well, there's two things. There's 2 items. One is a ball that you hold in your hand. It's weighted. It's got a really nice weight to it. It's like a big circular ball that is housed inside something that, imagine it's a golf ball, something about the size of a golf ball, maybe a little bit larger.
Okay.
And it's housed inside something that exposes a section of the ball, kind of like the casters of your, a sofa or whatever. So as you move that thing over your hand or whatever, it's able to roll, but your hand doesn't roll because it's holding, it's sort of a holster for it, and it doesn't fall out of it or anything like that. It just holds the thing, but it has technology in it as well, which is infrared. And the ball itself is magnetic, has magnetic and infrared technology. And I believe one of the items, well, it's the pen for sure. I'm not sure if the ball is grounded as well.
It's got a tourmaline rosin on the ball.
Oh, tourmaline, that's for the infrared. No, so that's for the negative ions. Tourmaline is negative ions.
Yeah.
But the pen is, imagine a pen. On the end of the pen, it's grounding. So I imagine there's a cable that connects to ground. I see a little bit of a coil. So there's a cable that connects to ground. And you're literally placing it on areas that are hurting you, or if you have a little bit of insight about acupuncture. So I'm guessing what we're going to probably be seeing a lot of is acupuncture charts being shared, because I believe if you put this stylus at the end of an acupuncture point and you ground that acupuncture point, it has some benefit to circulation, pain relief, and whatnot. So that's the technology that's being pre-launched in December. I believe they're going to ship in 2 to 3 weeks, I was told. So by Christmas, you should have it if you place your order, your pre-order. Yeah.
And he said something about there would be one for the person and something to demonstrate, or,
You
but
get
I'm
two
not,
in the pack. So the pre-launch pack is 2 of each.
2 of each. Okay, okay.
So you can keep one for yourself and then use one as a demo and sell one.
Yes. Yeah, or just order 2.
Well,
Have
I
more.
ordered 3 because guess what? It's
Yeah.
Christmas and I like to shop at my store.
Yes,
You've heard
that's
me,
right.
you've heard me before, so yes, I do.
Yeah,
So-
and I think if sooner Nikan keeps a queue of who ordered first, they do that. They've
I
done that
believe so,
before.
yes.
And so the sooner you order, the
First in,
sooner
first
you
out.
get yours.
Yep, yep.
Mike,
Yeah,
it
and-
seems like it's similar to the solitons we had years ago, where you put it on a particular point of discomfort. And then you'd pull the trigger on the solitons, because you also had to have the band around a wrist. You had to have the wrist strap grounded.
Yeah, you were completing the circuit, but in this case,
Yeah.
the circuit is ground. I believe the circuit is actually ground, but I
Yeah.
could be correct. I mean, looks like
Well, it
you
just
actually plug it in.
reminded us of having used the solitons years ago.
Yeah, well, so again, we're looking at natural pain relief, natural ways of creating circulation and so forth, and earthing being one of the most the simplest and most profound effects, and then being very laser focused on some of those acupressure points or acupuncture points. So those of you who have experience in acupuncture, you're going to be teaching us what it is that we can do with this and what you're discovering about it. So yeah, that's great. It's always great to have new tech. I'm really looking forward to that weighted ball. I've seen it. I know there was, well, the first time I saw anything like it was in Latin America and Mexico, where they have one that has an infrared. It's an infrared ball. This one's a little different, so it has a few more technologies in it. So it should be cool. Another great thing. It's a 2500 Gauss magnet, so you know it's going to have some power. It's going to pack some punch, and we know how powerful the Nikan magnets are when they're in motion. So you're going to have a magnet in motion, kind of like the Mag Duo. In fact, I think this product is going to well trump the Mag Duo. In reality, I think it's going to have a way bigger impact. So it could be the evolution of the Mag Duo, you could say. Barb, you have your hand up, Barbara.
Yeah. Hey, Mike. Hey, guys. I just want to say that the far infrared is really a deep. I love that it's warm. It's got a little warmth to it. The round ball does, Paul. I'm not sure if the and Leo, maybe you can answer this, if the pin has a pulse to it or not. But if it has a pulse or a stimulation, like, then that would be really even more powerful, but it's powerful regardless. But the warmth of it is a deep, they did the warmth for us because the far infrared, remember we had the far infrared wand, you really didn't feel it. And they had a red light because it's a deep penetrating technology, but the warmth of the ball is actually going to help us know that it's working because we are sensitive to that touch. But regardless, it's doing something even more penetratable, if that's the word to use. And like, you know, we don't make medical claims, we don't say all but it a different way, it brings oxygen to the area. When it does, it stimulates, and then all the toxins can be dumped out. So if you have a contusion or a knot or a thing, it just will dissipate that knot. And
have you seen it, Barbara, in person?
I have not. That's why I was asking Leo. I'm just remembering, I love the far infrared. I still have my wand. I still have the far infrared wand. And if you're saying, you know, if they're saying
so
that's
Leo's got one.
Yeah.
And what can you tell us about it, Leo? Let me put you on camera here, so you're coming up larger. Okay, tell us about it. What have you experienced so far?
I received it last year. I was
To beta test?
yes, to beta test. This one is a grounding, and just very nice to. I bring to Saturday
Okay, perfect. I'll see it on Saturday. But does the pen
Yeah,
plug in?
yeah.
Do you plug it in?
Grounding.
Yes, there's a grounding cable, a long grounding cable. Okay, that makes sense. And
And
you,
the massage like the Mac Duo. but
yeah,
More deep.
more deep, more depth of penetration. Yeah, 2,500 Gauss magnet's going to have a heck of a lot more penetration. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
And what do you feel? Do you feel any sensation? Do you get a feeling from this thing?
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't use it every day, but when I have testing last year, I have no choice to test. He asked me a question.
Have you tried it on anybody yet? Have you done a test on anyone else?
Surprise for Saturday.
Okay, all right, sounds good. I look forward to seeing it.
I
Right
Is
on.
there a warmth on the ball, Leo?
I don't have a, if you don't try to, there's nobody, I have secret. Nobody know. Just me, nobody in my group, I know. When he announced that Saturday, I said, oh, I got it.
Well, I
Cool.
have a feeling that it will be fantastic on flexibility tests when people move their arms back.
Oh, yeah.
And any test, but I just
Yeah,
have
yeah.
a feeling that people are gonna feel within, seconds, a big change in flexibility, and that they can't explain that. I mean, the product is actually doing it.
Absolutely. Anything that has that kind of power potential behind it, like a 2,500 Gauss magnet. I mean, if you just ask somebody to hold it in their hand, they're going to experience something. So, yeah. Barb, you have your hand up?
I do, thank you. One of my colleagues and I had a conversation today, and we know Madeline Zaworski. One of Madeline's, a person in her team was also given this product to test. Madeline didn't know that she had it
Mhm.
for testing. And this woman apparently has many, many serious health challenges and is most uncomfortable all the time. And she has had absolutely dramatic results by
That's
using
wonderful.
this new product. So because it's been so dramatic, we're wondering if she might actually be giving a testimonial when they do the training on the 30th. It would be nice if she did.
Okay. Speaking of which, do we have a time for that test, for that training? What time that training is
Not
happening?
specific. They said they would send the link out on the 30th
Okay.
after
On the
they
29th, I think they're
tabulate-
sending the link.
Yeah, on the 29th for the 30th, and then it's available for anyone to order as of the 1st.
As of the 1st. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
Is there
yeah.
a certain name for it, Michael? Are we just calling it?
it's the
yeah.
Kenko Precision is what they're calling it.
Yeah.
Ginkgo Precision. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, that's what it is. Kenko Precision, trademark of Niken International, serial number. What did you send me here? What is this, Barb?
That was shared by Barb Satterwhite, and I believe Linda Morris found it and shared it with Barb.
Okay, so it's being
And
promoted as a massage apparatus.
yeah, and it's got a patent.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like we're sort of semi-entering into medical products.
And trademark.
Yep. And we're wondering if it might have something to do with Ally that's just come on.
Oh, wait a
staff.
second. This is filed in the medical instrument products category.
Yes.
Huh, with the
So we
following
may
description.
We may
Met-
be entering a new unique avenue for our wellness company.
massage apparatus for neck and shoulders, massaging apparatus for personal use. So that's the description. Which is therefore something that we can make a claim that it can helps to increase circulation, because all massage device, any massage does that. That's not
Well,
making
we'll
a
get
medical
that
claim.
information on the 30th.
Interesting. Wonderful. Hey, again, this is the kind of stuff. Listen, companies have been built on a single product. And when you can create an impact, when you can change somebody on the spot and make them feel better or have more flexibility or whatever, reduce their discomfort, then you got something that they'll shout to the moon about. So I think any type of, we have products like this, but when it's more impactful, which I gather this product is actually going to be, then you have a game-changing event taking place within the scope of your business. And so, you know, I just think that we should get ready to rev the engines because, you know, 2023 is going to open with a bang. We have some pretty powerful tools already. This is going to just be an icebreaker. And because of its price point, and I think, Leo, correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels pretty heavy, right? That device, it's fairly heavy in your hand, no? It's heavier than the Mag Duo, right? Yeah, I can't hear you, but I'm gathering you're nodding is yes, it's heavier than the Mag Duo.
Little bit than Mag-Duo.
Yeah, okay. So it's gonna demonstrate really, really well, show up really, really well. Barbie, have your hand up?
I do. Mike, the GoPro's coming up, so can we segue to something else?
Speaking of which, yeah. So,
And
okay,
so-
so all I said was what I suggest you do for your Black Friday is pick a product or two, your favorites, get online, tell people about it, make a video of yourself doing it. Don't worry that you sound stupid or crazy or look nuts or whatever and didn't have your makeup on right, whatever. We're not in those days anymore, guys. We're not in the days of you know, the advertising being so overwhelming. Nowadays, people are listening to influencers. They're not listening to advertising. So become an influencer, and you already are. You already influence people. Just do it more, be you, and just do you, and share your experience with a product. Offer people a Black Friday special. I don't think we need to labor this anymore. Really, just get the word out and don't waste any time about it. But yes, let's talk
So
about
the
GoPro.
segue, what I found, and I didn't do this last year, so I don't know if this was offered or not, but each week, Eric Worre's come on and done a live video stream on Facebook Live. If you've already got your tickets and you're registered through your email, you sign up to the Facebook private group and then you're invited to be on it. Well, today he talked about customers in your hot list. And your hot list, many people feel like they've kind of burned it out, right? Family and close friends. And he said, just do 5, well, maybe 4 things. One, apologize and compliment them of some reason, right? But quickly just, you know, whatever you do, own it. I came on strong. I loved it so much. I thought everybody would want to play with me. And I get it, you know, and I just love your support. Then say, I really don't want you to be in the business right now, you know, with me at all, unless something happens down the road. But to just be a one-time customer right now, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, whatever you want to call it, and look to be maybe a case study. So you're going to ask for one thing, whether it's $80, $150, what, like you said, pick the product, the waterfall, whatever, and say that product. And then say you want them to be a part of the case study so that one, he said, you know, I sign up for anything that my family offers me or says, hey, will you support, you know, so-and-so's dance troupe or whatever. But if the package arrives, they've got to open it up and use it, right? And so to be a case study, they got to use it. So you're apologizing, putting it out there, but then taking it back, right? Not asking you to be in the business. It's really okay. I understand. I'm building this. I'm going with it. That's what, you know, I've been taught to say and such. But would you please consider being a one-time customer, a one-time purchase of X, Y, Z? And I thought that was really great, you know, with the holidays and all the things coming up. And then he went into recruiting and he'll go into all of this again at GoPro. And it just really tweaked some things for me, Mike, and I wanted to share that.
No, that's really great. I love that. A case study, just be a case study. And,
Yeah.
you know, in fact, you can just say the best I could hope for at this point is a great testimonial. And would you please just share it with me so I can share it with others, let people know how great this product is working.
By the way, I know where there's 2 tickets available for GoPro.
By the
Yep.
way, GoPro 2022, GoPro2022.com for your tickets.
Yeah, but there's 2 tickets available to anybody who's interested. Individually or 2 people that friends, team members, whatever.
So,
But the names have to be transferred to the tickets by the 25th, which is Friday.
okay. So this is the kind of, just let's talk a little bit about this GoPro, because if you haven't been, is there anybody who has not been to a GoPro event? If you've not been to a GoPro event, okay, most of you actually have not been to a GoPro. All right,
I got the book.
just how to explain this. It's beautifully done. It's online. He built a $20+ million facility that's now become a full-fledged studio that's, you know, they use for corporations and so forth, rent it out to do international Zooms. And it's a theater in the round, literally shaped in like a round circle, television screens, floor to ceiling kind of thing. And so the presenters stand in the middle and they're presenting to an audience like I am to you on a small flat screen. Imagine I was standing in a room and the screens were surrounding me, floor to ceiling, in a circle, a stage that's maybe 50 feet across. So a huge facility, lots of screens, hundreds of faces on the screens, and they change. Anyway, it's quite an experience with over 100,000 people in attendance. And so they have a lineup of presenters that are the best in the business. They literally are the top income earners in our industry, and great stories. They pack the event the way we used to pack events when we did Team Diamond events. We would have a beautiful show, let's put it that way, 3 days of incredible information, everything from business building techniques, beautiful, incredible success stories, even people who are rising stars they bring up. They do panel discussions. They usually have featured guests that are outside the industry. So they've had famous actors and actresses come on and be guest speakers, telling their story about how they became entrepreneurs and what they've done. So it's 3 days of really an immersion in success in network marketing you cannot find anywhere else. There's absolutely no way you're going to experience this level of production, of quality, and of content in network marketing. It's as good as it gets. It rivals any industry on the planet in terms of an event. And when Eric was doing these events live, he was doing them in Las Vegas, where he lives, hosting them at the big hotels, and there would be 10,000. And one of the things that really triggered the success of Nikken in Latin America was when the Latin Americans held a contest like they're doing right now for Japan. The contest was to attend Las Vegas and the GoPro event. And so there was over 100 of my leaders with Luis Kasuga and the managing director and the assistants there. They flew to Las Vegas and attended this event. And I can tell you that that was the transformation that took place in Nikken Latin America that created the recruiting explosion that they subsequently have experienced. So what caused Nikken in Latin America to shift from being a retail business to a network marketing business was when over 100 Nikken Latin American leaders went to the GoPro event, and the impact that had on them, what they learned. And then when they went home and started to apply, that's when Latin America really came on the scene. So I would say, if you've never been to a GoPro event, Absolutely clear your schedule. I don't care what's going on, clear your schedule and make a point of those 3 days committing to yourself, your education, your future. I'm going to be there, so I may even see you online. But I wouldn't miss it for the world, because not only is it something that I think is totally relevant for the newest person in network marketing, I think it's something for a person like me. I'll tell you why I go. Leaders in network marketing, this leader, me, I need to be inspired as well. You know, when you're in the leadership position and you're an influencer and you're influencing people like I do on these calls and whatnot, you want to influence them with information and content that's relevant, that's in real time, that makes, you know, a difference in their business today, not 20 years ago. Today, you want to be inspired energetically. You want to see the movers and shakers, you know, the people who are taking stage center and who are making those $1 million incomes annually, and just go like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's awesome. And they are some of the best speakers in the world. They really have their act together. And because they grew up in an industry where, you know, it's not an easy thing, right? If you're going to be a leader in every industry, whatever the industry is, you're going to go through the school of hard knocks. I don't care who you are and what industry it is. It's just reality. And so you're meeting people who are rounded. The edges have been rounded off. And you're getting a really quality person who has tremendous experience sharing with you from their point of view, valuable information. And because it's a program that's 3 days long, what they do is they cover the gambit of the type of information you would want for recruiting mastery, for promotion mastery. Like, you're going to hear what these people do, not the same. You're not going to hear the same thing over and over and over. You're going to hear each person deliver a specific message that by the end of the 3 days, you will have literally gained a master's degree in network marketing in terms of the information and the education. Now, I know how important this is, and I can't stress this enough. I went to university. I got a degree in aerospace engineering. It probably cost me, I don't know, 120, 130,000 at least to do that in 1980. I graduated in 86, so I don't know what it's today, but it costs a bunch of money to get a degree to be qualified to start a job in the aerospace industry to begin. Okay, so 4 years of 40-hour work week schedule in terms of lectures and workshops. And then I did another 40 hours of problem sets. So I worked 80 hours a week minimum to get my degree for 4 years in aerospace, just to be qualified to start a job in aerospace. Okay. So you imagine that you put $100,000+ and then 80 hours a week for 4 years. Okay. Sometimes sleepless, stressful nights. All so that you can get a job to start making 30, 40, maybe 50,000 a year best as a starting point. Well, if you could compress that, into 3 days, and then after those 3 days, you have all the information that you need to get started in a business where you could easily make $30,000 to $50,000 that year and grow it to $1 million with what you've learned. Would it not be an investment worth making for a few $100s? I think it's like $200. I mean, that's insane, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like, okay, that's just too good to be true. Then it therefore can't be true. I'm telling you, as a professional in this industry, as one of the people who've made over $20 million in network marketing, that what I'm telling you is the truth. If I could do it all over again, if I had my life to live over again, knowing what I know today, I'd have been breaking the doors down to be at that event in Nevada, Las Vegas, to be there live, not just on the internet, to know that you've got the mastery, the masters of the industry and relevant to this time period, delivering content for you and inspiring and motivating you so that you could start that day. Even if you had nothing, you could start that day and build an empire from what you've learned in those 3 days. I mean, you're going to take copious notes. I always do. You're going to come away with like 20 pages of notes. I'm telling you, If you've never done this, you don't know what I'm talking about. You just have to take my word for it. But I want your testimonial. I want you guys who do attend the GoPro to tell us on the following call that we're on together what your GoPro experience was. Because you're going to tell the audience that's listening and in the recording exactly what I'm saying. You're going to tell them what it meant to you and how it is impacting you. And I can tell you one thing for sure. Your success in this business or any business is a direct product of your mind, your mindset, and your skill set. And if we were going to compare mindset to skill set in terms of a percentage, we measured the top performers, all the people who are going to be on that stage, and we measured how much of what they're doing is skill, how much of what they're doing is mindset. What do you think the breakup of the percentages would be? Anybody, just throw it out. Type it in the chat. Type it in the chat. What do you think the percentage breakdown? So put 80-20 if you think it's 80% skill, 20% mind, 80-20. Somebody just did 80-20. Is that 80-20? Marie-France, is that 80-20 mind or skill? Which one are we talking about?
Mindset 80.
Mindset 80. Okay. Who agrees with that? Mindset 80 versus skill set 80.
Can I just say that, Mike, there's a human being more question about this, which I will answer if you want me to, unless you want other people to go through.
Yeah, I want to
first.
see if anybody has any argument with that, or they have a different percentage. And
It's
it's
100-0. Okay,
it's-
100 mind and 0. That's in terms of relative importance.
in terms of relative importance. Okay. But in terms of actual practicality, you can't go out this way. Well, the thing is about the mindset. Here's the thing. There's nothing you can't learn how to do in this business. Nothing you cannot learn. There's nothing we do and nothing those people that are making $1 million a year or more do that you can't learn. Nothing. It's all learnable. So it's not the skill, even though, yes, there's a level of skill involved in creating the results that they're getting. Most certainly there is skill involved. But if they didn't have 100% of the mindset to succeed, would they have taken the time to develop the skill set?
No.
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 They would not invest the time and the energy, which is like, 3 days of your life coming up on holidays to invest in a GoPro online seminar is a lot of time out of somebody's life. There's arrangements you have to make. It's a mindset to commit to those 3 days. The success is earned not in the after effect, it's in the mindset, it's in the going in. How are you going into this? Are you going in to win or are you going in to try? Because that's the differential. It's whether you have it in your heart and in your mind, those are united in your willingness to actually figure it out, do what it takes, learn what you have to learn, because it's completely learnable. That's the damnedest thing, about this business. It's not rocket science, man. I could design a rocket. I designed an aircraft that won an award. Holy crap, I know how to do that. And this is the simplest form of business I could possibly imagine. So it's all learnable, but you won't take the time to learn it if you don't have the commitment to succeed. And that's a mindset. So yes, I believe that mindset inevitably is 100% of it. But yes, there is a degree of skill that's important. And if you take the time to learn what you got to learn and then start applying what you're learning, you will develop the skill set. But it's 100%. You're either in it or you're not. You're in it to win it, or you're just going to get clobbered. That's just the reality of life.
Mm-hmm.
Barb?
I have a couple of tips for attending GoPro. It's a long day, but the time goes fast. Prepare ahead of time. Make yourself a lunch. You will get time to stop and eat your lunch. Take the time to do it. Have it prepared ahead of time so you can enjoy it. You can chill. You can reset your mind for the next session. I just read an article about Stormy Wellington. She is the highest producing network marketer in the world. And she will be speaking at GoPro. And if you've attended any of the others, you will see her progression. She's earning multi-million dollars a month and has become things. You made a comment a couple of years ago, Mike. This business isn't a charity, but allows you to be charitable. And she's taken that same mindset and is giving back to society in many different ways. And you won't believe the humble beginnings that she came from if none of you know about Stormy Wellington. Lisa Nichols is another one with a very humble beginning that is highly successful. But prepare ahead of time, make a packed lunch, sandwiches, whatever you need to do. Have your beverages ready because it's 3 long days, but the time goes fast and you will be completely absorbed in the content that you're getting. It won't be boring, guaranteed.
No. And there is some live interaction. So there will be breakout
Yes.
sessions,
Yeah,
which is really, I think, a lot of fun, especially for me, having, been a success story in the network marketing business. And they never know who they're going to be on with. And the next thing they find out is they're dealing with a person who's got the
and
credentials
you
that I
may
have.
see yourself flash up on the screen. You may
Yeah.
or you may not, but you'll be put into a room. That's your room number, and most rooms set up chats amongst all the members in the room, and you continue to connect with each other after the event. So some of those people have been customers of mine. They're in a different network marketing business than I am, but we connected through the chat during GoPro and continued to stay in touch. So there's another bonus.
One thing though, there's a rule. You do not promote your network marketing business in the chats or in the
you
call.
do
right?
not discuss your network marketing business. You don't try to recruit. But when you have chats after the event and they'll ask what company you're in and you ask what company they're in, there's no rule about connecting after the event, and you buy from each other. There's nothing that
Yeah.
stops you from doing that.
It's as good as it gets, guys. As far as convention goes, there's nothing better. I mean, there's just really nothing better. They're so professional. And like I said, the content is invaluable. Paul, you have your hand up.
Yeah, one of the things, of course, that he wants to do is ask people or persuade people to take private lessons or a private course with him, and people do, and they pay, I think, quite a bit of money for it.
Yeah.
I think myself that we have a magnificent upline, but minds are difficult to change sometimes. And so people sometimes think that somehow they have to go somewhere else, or maybe if they've paid $10,000, their mind will change. Or I mean, people do different things to persuade themselves to get their minds to change, or they need constant attention. I don't know what it is that they need, but people do need reinforcement. But we do have we have an incredible upline, and the energy is the best part about that 3-day seminar. But he is obviously wanting to do something. He's in the generic network marketing business, so that's his business.
Yeah, that's his business. Now, I don't know about you, but I mean, I went to see the Toronto Maple Leafs play not that long ago, and I paid like $400 a ticket.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what it costs these days. And they were reasonable tickets, they're reasonable seats, but the prices are insane, just insane. I mean, that was $1,000
Yeah.
night just to see a 2-hour game, 2.5-hour game. So, and I didn't walk away from anything that's going to teach me how to make $1 million. That's for sure. So yeah, I really think that the kind of information, the kind of investment we're talking about is a worthwhile investment if you're looking to be a player in this business and make some money. I don't think anybody makes money by accident, and certainly not in this business. I think it's by design, and they invest in themselves, they invest in their business, they invest, and they turn that investment over and over and over. I can't possibly imagine how much I've invested in Nikan. I invest every month. And I do that because, and I can tell you this is the truth, God's honest truth. One investment that I made, just one, was $1,010,000 US out to the wind.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, what people do in business.
That was just one investment. It was a grand idea. I was behind it. I was backing it for about 3 years. I was on the board of directors, and I was really hopeful that this thing would give birth to a great experience for children on the internet. And it just fell flat on its face, and whatever was wiped out. So there's $1 million tax paid money gone. But it was a chance at doing something. Right? How many of you have invested in the stock market and lost money, or have, you're worried about your portfolio going like this, and some days you're good and some days you're not so good and whatever. Okay. I've never made a bad investment in Nikan. Nikan has been the single greatest investment of my life, and it's always brought me the greatest return on investment. So it took a while for me to figure it out that it's a guaranteed win in Nikan. And so I stopped investing in all these ideas out there because they were just roll of the dice, and they were 90%, 99% in the hands of somebody else. But Nikan, for me, is a sure thing. And it has been that way for so many years, for 3 decades, that for me, an investment in Nikan of any kind, like how many, these products, these things that I got like $3,000 of this stuff in my house because it's an investment in promotion. In promotional materials. I invest in this t-shirt is one. Okay. This polo shirt. I invest because it's an investment in my business. It's an investment in my brand, and it always has made me money. It always turns into money because I believe so strongly in the Nikan vision, in the Nikan message, in what I'm doing. So as far as a return on investment goes, every dollar I've put into a workshop, a training, an air flight, I'm flying to Montreal, that's money. Flying to Montreal this weekend. Every investment that I've made in my Nikan business has always brought a return. And so I want to encourage you to be thinking more like a business person, and what you put into your Nikan business. I bought 3 of the packs. Those are investments. That's an investment in my business. Now, some people are like, oh, geez, I don't know if I can do one. Well, you can if you decide to, because you'll figure out what you need to do financially to make that work. Isn't it the same that we ask somebody to join the Nikan business and buy their pack? And they're like, well, I don't have any money. Well, figure it out. It's your business. Figure it out. That's the first job you have to do, is to figure out how you're going to finance your business. Figure it out. Because if you're not even willing to do that, what are you going to do when it comes to actually working? So be an entrepreneur, think like an entrepreneur, invest in your business. Barbara.
I know I've shared, and I just keep sharing, but it's just so good. And Mike, I've heard you before. This is my second GoPro, and I know you've been to many. And I'd hear you talk, and I go, yeah. And I'm a Royal Diamond in Nikan. I'm in 7, I don't know how many countries. Anyway, I've got great team and such. And I say that when I first went silver, I won a ticket to the convention at Nikan headquarters down in Irvine. And I go there and I see everybody, and I see all these people walking the stage as gold and that. And I'm like, God, if these guys can do it, I can do this, right? I mean, there were people from the Midwest, there were farmers and some other people. And I'm like, wow, these guys are amazing. We don't have that now, guys. We don't have the rubbing elbows, the Team Diamond, but we have this. We have the Zoom. We have the connection. And like Mike said, he spent all this money on his degree. We have no degree in network marketing, but we have the time we put in, the books that we read, and I reread this just I just read a chapter a night. So I would go to bed with it in my head, you know, just to build the next wave in my business, because that's what I need. You know, there's nobody saying, Barbara, do this, that, you know, XYZ. You got to go out there and share and call 5 people a day and I write thank you notes and I write little, you know, innuendos. Anybody who does and gets the $199 free shipping in my group, you know, my customers, is going to get a free power band. Even if they buy one, I'm going to send them a free power band. So you want to figure out the game for you and what it is. Now, I know I was sharing with someone on someone else's team, and I said, go online, find out in tools, go to the Japan mark and see what number you are. Now, even though I'm like number 27, so I'm in the second tier of the next wave to go to Japan, I don't have all my executives in. I've got 1. I need 2 more. Now, if I have someone go silver, then I get more points. But go find out, because some of those people that are ahead of you may not have all the dots, you know, T's crossed and dots I, you know, I's dotted, whatever. And so you can actually make your trip to Japan. And that is a 4 to 5 star trip. It's rubbing elbows with people, like-minded people. And like I said, you know, this is priceless. I know Barb Richmond said she's got someone that has a ticket. I know that there's another ticket that is $50 that someone bought it last year. So if you want, you know, just find it out there. But I also wrote in the chat, if you go to GoPro 2022 and you're buying your ticket and it says you have a coupon, say special, and you get a little discount. And he said that today or last time on the Facebook Live. So you'll get a discount. But Mike, it's priceless. The nuggets even if you just got 1 nugget from him, one thing to tweak, you know, we talk about the degrees of a sailboat, right? If you just tweak that degree just a little bit, you're going to go somewhere totally different than where you're headed right now. And that's the beauty of it. It's not huge changes. It's not, oh my gosh. I just get so excited. I'm sorry.
You wouldn't happen to be a Royal Diamond in Ethan, would you?
Yeah, right. That's like Julie and I in our interview, like, we were just like, all of yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's wrap up on that. Final note, I am going to be in Montreal, and it's going to be at the Congress Center in Laval. I guess I should probably circulate that promotion that Leo sent me today. So if you've got some people that you'd like to introduce to Nikan the business, send them along. This is going to be a great event. It was a lot. This is, I think, my 3rd month in a row or 4th month in a row that I'm coming.
You're doing it in the middle of the day,
3rd.
Mike?
Yes, it's a Saturday this time. Usually we do it on a Sunday. This time it's on a Saturday, this Saturday, and it starts at 1 p.m. runs till about 4, I believe. It's 3 hours.
Yeah.
And it's a full entourage. Like it's the products, it's the business, it's the testimonials. They'll get a real, you know, full meal deal in those 3 hours. So send them along, and then they can meet, you know, the family in Montreal and feel connected to a going concern. And I say Montreal because it's the greater Montreal area. Laval is just outside the center. So yeah, that's it for now. Anybody have one final thing before we wrap up? Don't introduce a new concept. Just, is there any other messages, any other announcements that I should know? Anybody wants to know about? Okay, so let's make this Black Friday run. We got till the end of the month. Let's make it a great month. It's November. And don't forget, you get paid on December 15. That'll help with the Christmas season, the holiday season coming up. Yeah. So what you do today and then the next 10 days matter. Okay. Have a great weekend. Have a great Thanksgiving to our American family. And we'll
Thank
see you
you.
next week.
Thank
Cheers,
you.
everybody.
Thank you. Good night.